Alright guys, welcome back to another ASMR video game pickup video. Some of you may have seen very briefly the video game pickup video number 28 on this channel, and subconsciously as I was editing the video I said to myself, it's very interesting. This video seems very short to me, but I thought nothing of it, and I uploaded it, and I was lying in bed at about 1:30 in the morning, and I happened to see that a notification came on my phone that the video had uploaded, and I took a look at it, and I realized it started halfway through what I recorded, and so I immediately realized I had deleted all my files from the SD card, and so I started Googling about 3 in the morning how to recover files from an SD card, and I saw some guy's YouTube video, and I downloaded some program, and it scanned this entire SD card. It found the files, but it could not find them. It could not repair them, I should say, or recover them fully. And so what you might have seen was a little bit the halfway point, well, maybe 25% into the actual video that I had recorded. And I don't understand why it did this. I had an unboxing video done for what you'll see at the end of this video, and it seems that that recorded perfectly fine, but for some reason the beginning of the video, the pickup video, did not record correctly. So as this is recording, I hope that it is legitimately recording and there's no issues, but without further ado, let me show you what you should have seen had the video recorded fully. So the first pickup we're going to show you, and I don't know if I did this in the last video or not, meaning the massive video game pickup video, but I'm missing 2 Tiger electronic handhelds to complete my personal collection. I'm missing a few Harry Potter ones, but as far as mainstream regular handhelds, I'm missing 2. One of them I finally was able to find, and this is what it is. It is Dion Sanders Baseball, and it is the Sega Sports version, and it flips up like so. And let me see if I can zoom in here. So basically, let me move the camera this way maybe. Yeah, okay, better than nothing. So you have the start steel left button, the start, bat, and throw button here. You have the back and right button right here. Feels a little stiff. And then the sound, on, level, timeout button, and turbo buttons as well. And so this is it. This is very rare to find. The football Dion Sanders version of the Sega Sports Tiger handhelds is easier, but I finally found this after months and months of searching. The only other game that I'm missing now is the regular clamshell of Streets of Rage. I have the pocket version, like this, but I do not have the clamshell version. And the only one I've ever found for sale was from a guy who lived in Greece, and he refused to ship it to the United States, no matter what I offered him. I don't know what his deal was, but he hated the US, I guess. So I have yet to find one since. Alright, now let's get into the PS4 and PS5 games. We only have one PS5 game in this pickup, and it is Madden 24. Madden NFL 24. On the back it says call your number. Let me zoom out a little here. There we go. Alright. Field sense improvements, more control in throwing, catching, blocking, and tackling with Hit Everything 2.0 and skill-based passing 2.0. Return of Superstar. Customize your avatar and build your NFL legacy as you progress from a draft prospect at the NFL Combine to a 99 OVR superstar. And obviously OVR stands for overall. Crossplay. Connect with players on other platforms in online head-to-head and more. So, that is Madden 24. Now, obviously, if you've played Madden, you know how awful the game has been over the last 10 or so years. And from what I've read, this year is no exception. It is the same game, just with a different cover art, different cover athlete, and little minor improvements here and there, but nothing that needed to be fixed was fixed. So, there you go. Now, I'm going to take these games out of their cases briefly. And what I have here is we'll see in a moment. This is part of the games that one of the things I said in the previous attempt at this video was I had finally received my limited run, one of my limited run game orders that I had placed June 10th, 2022. And it finally came in the mail Saturday, which was yesterday, which would have been August 26th, 2023. And two of the games in the order, one for the PS4 and one for the Nintendo Switch, we have Contra Anniversary Collection. Let me zoom out of here. There you go. So, from Konami and Limited Run, and this is the definitive Contra collection. Take revenge once again. The Contra Anniversary Collection brings the classic run-and-gun franchise back to modern platforms and a new generation of players. Grab power-ups and blast your way through waves of menacing enemies and bosses that will put your reaction skills to the test. Also included is a digital bonus book with tons of concept documents and sketches, the official chronology of the franchise, an exclusive interview with the veteran producer of the series, and more. Alone or with a friend, Contra provides hours of nail-biting action. In a pinch, make sure you know the code. And as we all know, the Contra code from the NES was up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. I could have sworn that start was also at the end of that code. But anyway, so each version includes the arcade version of Contra, Super Contra, the North American release of Contra, the Japanese release of Contra for the NES, Super C, Contra 3 The Alien Wars, Operation C, and guys, Operation C was the Game Boy version of Contra, Contra Hardcore, Super Probotector, Alien Rebels, and Probotector. Now, if you don't know, Probotector was Contra in Europe, and European countries did not in the 90s allow human depictions killing people. Aliens, it didn't matter. So what Konami had to do for the European release of Contra was change the name to Probotector, and instead of having a human kill aliens, the robots were killing aliens. So anyway, that is why the name was changed for Europe. But Contra Anniversary Collection from Limited Run Games. So let's put these back in their respective cases here. Okay. Now, the next game for the PS4, you've seen many picked a version of this game up, pretty much every version there is, but I was missing the just original Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Obviously, I had the multiple editions. I had the Collector's Edition for the PS5, but I also collect for the generations that are down one generation. So PS4 I collect as well, and obviously these will all stay sealed. But here it shows, become a legendary Viking raider, lead epic raids, grow your clan's settlement, and build your political power on a quest for glory. Brutally conquer your enemies with axes, swords, bows, and more. Explore Dark Age open world from Norway to England and beyond. Shape the growth of your character with every choice you make. So, that's Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the PS4. The next game I have for the PS4 that I needed to get, I'll throw these out here, was this. By the way, all these games are sealed. I plan on unsealing Madden, obviously, during football season. But here we have a sealed Greatest Hits version, or PlayStation Hits version, of God of War 3 Remastered. In the end, there will be only chaos. Become the fearless warrior Kratos as he rises from the depths of Hades to the heights of Mount Olympus, seeking revenge against those who betrayed him. Armed with his deadly chained blades, Kratos will take on mythology's darkest creatures to destroy Olympus and the mighty Zeus himself. godofwar.com, sms.playstation.com. So, I was missing this iteration of the remastered. I have the black label, if you want to call it that, blue label, but this is the PlayStation Hits edition. So we have that. And 2 more games for the PS4 here. And this is also sealed. And this one is Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection from Capcom. I am missing the Switch version of this. I'm trying to find it. It's expensive. But re-explore the Battle Network. So you have Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection Volume 1 and Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection Volume 2. Take control of megaman.exe and traverse the net to face off against enemy programs. Collect rare and powerful battle chips across 10 Battle Network games. We have the sealed version of that. And then the last PS4 game is a remake or reimagining of a Game Boy game that came out over 30 years ago. And I have the Switch version of this, but I, for some reason, did not have the PS4 version. I finally have it now, but it is Penguin Wars. This is from Dispatch Games. Now, the old version of Penguin Wars, the Game Boy version, you played as animals, penguins, or bears, or rats, and the goal was to throw water balloons at your enemies across the table, and if you hit your opponent, they would be down for the count, which was good because the goal was to try to get all the water balloons on your side over to the other side, and the team that had the most water balloons at the end lost. So here, though, reading the description, it says after 30 years we're back. They're balls now, they're not water balloons. Throw the ball and knock out your opponent. Play multiplayer mode. Evolve your character in story mode. Which is interesting. There's an actual story mode now. The old game, it was just an ongoing, there was no game over. Once you beat all the levels the first time, it just restarted, and the difficulty theoretically got harder, just like Pac-Man was an infinite game. You beat all the levels of Pac-Man, it just restarted, and it got harder and harder and harder. So those are the PS4 games and the one Nintendo Switch game so far that I have in this pickup video here. We have the Tiger Electronic game, and then we have two Dreamcast games. And the first Dreamcast game we have, take it out of its, again, case. You're going to see a difference in the video once I finish these two Dreamcast games. You're going to see that these games are out of their cases, because what I plan on doing is just editing this into the part of the video that actually recorded. But right here we have NFL 2K1 from NFL 2K from Sega Sports. Randy Moss on the cover, I think. Yeah. It's gut check time. Will you crush your NFL 2K opponents or be their tackling dummy? It features over 1,500 motion captured moves, physics-based 3D collisions, VMU to call your plays and keep your opponent guessing, amazing player-specific detail, the most complete voiceover ever in a sports video game, all 31 stadiums accurately modeled in true 3D, detailed stat tracking, player trading, team-specific playbooks, fantasy draft, play editor, and more. From Visual Concepts. Now, this pretty much started the Sega NFL games as we know them today, and culminated with perhaps the best video game football game ever, ESPN NFL 2K5. Now, I had that version for the PS2, and I'll never forget it. I wrote a marketing paper for college on how smart 2K Sports was. Guys, Visual Concepts did these games for Sega Sports, and then Visual Concepts became its own entity, and then they morphed into the 2K label that we know today. But in 2004, I was a junior in college at that time, and Madden had just signed, or no, they hadn't yet. No, I think they had. So here's what happened. 2K wanted to compete with Madden, but they knew that EA Sports had a stranglehold on the NFL video game football landscape. And they also knew that the odds that a consumer would pay $50 twice for two separate football games was slim. So how could 2K Sports get their game into the hands of consumers? 2K knew that their game was way better than Madden, but they needed to prove that to the consumer. So what 2K did is they brought out their game and sold it for $20. People grabbed it for $20. And when they actually played the game, they were blown away. Blown away to the point where EA freaked out and signed an NFL exclusivity agreement that is still going on to this day. And that was the worst thing that could have ever happened to football video games when EA pulled that. This was the beginning of Visual Concepts' award-winning football games, culminating with the last one they ever put out, which was the ESPN NFL 2K5 game. A few years later, they did come out with All-Pro Football 2K8, and that came out for the Xbox 360. At least that's the version I had. It might have come out for the PS3, I'm not sure. but I know I have it for the 360. And that game, because they could not use current players or current teams, they got the license for retired players. And so the teams were comprised of made-up players and retired legends like John Elway and Terry Bradshaw and people like that. It sold fairly well, but it did not. I mean, people knew they were playing fictitious football. But for football diehard fanatics, they love that game because football is football no matter what the name of the player is. As you go down into football, it's just X's and O's at the end of the day. And the last Dreamcast game for this pickup video is a sealed copy of its sequel. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this out of here, so I'm just going to do it from here. Hopefully the glare does not hurt. But this is NFL 2K1 from Sega Sports again. Now this happens to be a sealed copy, but when I picked up the game, when it came in the mail, I kind of freaked out a little because I noticed that two things were odd. Number one, the seal looked like a reseal. The listing said factory sealed. And number two, I've never seen a manual in the back of a game case before, which means it had been opened, is what I thought. So I emailed the seller and I said, hey, you said this was factory sealed. It's a reseal and there's a manual on the back. Well, I didn't really look closely at this manual. I also did not look closely at the item description either, because he responded back and said, yes, if you had read the item description, you would have saw that this is the Canadian release of NFL 2K1, the French version, if you will. And in Canada, what they would do is they would take the game and then they would package it with a French manual and then reseal the French manual on top of the sealed game. And this is what you have right here. This is all in French. There is a little English, and here's what it says. Get ready. This year, the whole country is in bounds. Multiplayer Dreamcast to Dreamcast network play over the internet for up to 8 total players. Enhanced running game with all new blocking, juke, and power moves. Franchise mode. Be the general manager and coach of any NFL team, and team playbooks that parallel real NFL teams' playbooks. And then it tells you that SegaNet is not available in Canada, and to please contact AT&T Canada for online service. So I'm fine with this because it does have an E for everyone. It is a North American Canadian release. I'm fine with the release. If this had had the European 18 PEGI logo right here, I would have returned it because I do not collect European games, European releases, PAL releases, if you will. I have made some exceptions. Parappa the Rappa for the PS4, that was only released in Taiwan, I think. And I have a couple of Mortal Kombat PAL games as well to complete my collection for Mortal Kombat. But anyway, these are the games that you missed in the beginning of the video I tried to record the first time. So, thanks for watching this part. Get ready, it's going to seamlessly transition into the rest of the video. The only game we have for the Sega Saturn, and I think the last one I'm missing one more, but this is World Series Baseball for the Saturn, and you have Mike Piazza when he was on the Dodgers on the cover. And here it says, step up to the plate with the premier video game in baseball. Saturn technology delivers unbelievable color, 3D graphics, and ultra-smooth perspective tracking. Enjoy incredible detail from 5 different ballpark perspectives. Swing for the fences at Fenway or another one of the game's ultra-realistic Major League ballparks. Track and store all key stats for pitching and batting. CD quality sound rocks with continuous play-by-play announcing, true ballpark anthems, and dynamic crowd responses. Choose among play modes, including 162 game pennant race, all-star, and playoff modes, as well as a power hitter duel in home run derby. Play as any one of the 28 major league teams, complete with high-resolution player photos. So here you have World Series Baseball for the Saturn. Now, for the PlayStation 1 console, we have the long box version of the Chessmaster 3D. I already have this game. This is from Mindscape. I already have this game, but I did not have the long box version. So, here's what it looks like here. Get on board. A radical new perspective on the game of chess. Based on the world's best-selling computer chess program, the Chessmaster 3D puts you in complete control of awesome, vivid 3D and 2D chess sets and boards from every perspective imaginable. Shift your position from above the board to below, from beside it to right on top of it as you play. With the same powerful 32-bit chess engine as Mindscape's world-famous the Chessmaster 4000 for your PC, this program features a variety of unique sets, real-time rendered pieces, and a stunning multi-dimensional playing environment. Rendered on-the-fly 3D or 2D war room views. Monitor every aspect of your game with a unique 3D background main menu. Perfect your skills with the Chessmaster's teaching options. Play with a variety of different chess sets, each with its own characteristics. Set up a position and have the Chessmaster solve for mate. See the Chessmaster actually think. Experience an audio rush through the sound effects accompanying every action. Challenge 12 diverse computer opponents, or go head-to-head with a friend. So there you have it, the long box version of the Chessmaster. Next up for the PS1, we have Pac-Man World, 20th anniversary. Obviously, this game did get a re-release, I shouldn't say re-release, a remastered edition for the PS4. But here we go. It says Pac-Man is back. It's Pac-Man's 20th anniversary, but not everyone is celebrating. The villainous Talkman has imprisoned Pac-Man's family and friends on Ghost Island. Grab a power pellet and start chopping. It's up to video game history's favorite hero to save the day. All new abilities. Pac-Man still eats dots and chomps ghosts, but now he also jumps, bounces, revs, and swims. Experience the challenge of the original Pac-Man in over 30 all-new 3D Pac mazes. Feeling nostalgic? Chomp Ghost the old-fashioned way. The original arcade version of Pac-Man game is included. A brand new world. Over 20 levels of all-new 3D platform-style gameplay. So there you have it. We have Pac-Man World. And then finally for the PS1, we have Running Wild from 989 Studios. And it says from the producers of Crash Bandicoot. Join the stampede. Stomp, snort, and howl with the wacky racing fun of Running Wild. Blaze through incredible obstacle courses with 6 of the zaniest and craziest characters ever created, including a rip-roaring bull, a sleek panda, and a speedy zebra. Embark on a race with up to 4 players, or go it alone, but watch out for opponents trying to run you off the road. Magical power-ups and hidden secrets create special powers to assist in your quest to cross the finish line first. Precision character controls and lightning-fast racing action combine to form the wildest character racing game yet. The special features include 6 wild and crazy characters, each with special racing styles and skills. Incredible 3D graphics speed your way at 60 frames per second. Race through 4 thrilling and 2 hidden courses, including a flaming volcano, a snowy Arctic, and a hot and dry desert. Power-ups include the ability to grow big, fly, pass through objects, or turn other players' worlds to mud. Precision character controls provide a realistic racing feel. Hidden pathways, faster shortcuts, secret ways of running the tracks, and more. So, Running Wild. Now, For the original Game Boy, we have Arcade Classics, Super Breakout, and Battlezone. Gameplay on the Super NES up here, using the Super Game Boy adapter, both sold separately. And then here it shows gameplay on the Game Boy Compact Video Game System. So Super Breakout. In Super Breakout, the addictive original game is enhanced with new levels of difficulty and faster action. Play classic wall-smashing Breakout, challenge the downward scrolling intensity of progressive, break the barriers with twice the intensity in doubles, or try Cavity for multiple ball mayhem. And then in Battlezone, peer through the cockpit of your battle tank into the world's first virtual landscape. Use visual and radar feedback to hunt and destroy fleets of enemy tanks, missiles, and flying saucers. Plot your strategy carefully and keep moving. There's also hunting you. So for the original Game Boy, a complete copy of Super Breakout and Battlezone. And then finally for the Game Gear, we have what the seller described as a sealed copy of this game. However, the seal has been broken, and I don't actually know if this is truly sealed or not. But it is Jeopardy Sports Edition from GameTech. And I don't know why, but finding this game is impossible. Complete, I should say. You can find it for the Sega Genesis all day long, but for the Game Gear, this version, it took me almost 9 months, and I finally found this. And it cost me $70 just to get, which I'm not happy about, because this game is nothing special and it's not rare. But for some reason, lately, it's rare. You can't find it. So on the back, listen up, sports fans. Here's your chance to prove that armchair athletes have the most fun. If you're a sports buff, or you just love the challenge of a good contest, then this edition of Jeopardy is just for you. Delve into past and current knowledge in baseball, basketball, football, and hockey, or explore categories like bowl games, boxing, coaches, college standouts, equipment, golf greats, horse racing, Olympic events, pitchers, players, rookies, and rules. The sports edition of Jeopardy is a whole new ballgame. With over 1,700 questions in sports-related categories, Jeopardy Sports Edition will challenge your brain cells and leave you cheering. This new edition of Jeopardy contains a variety of sports contestants, photography of Jeopardy's set, and Alex Trebek's digitized voice. It's a truly authentic Jeopardy experience. Take the Jeopardy challenge today. So those are the games that I have recently picked up. And now we come to the last two. And I have a Switch version, but I also have the PS4 Collectors Edition of the game. And that game is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, from the same people who created the Streets of Rage 4 game. Now you may say to yourself, well, Andy, this game came out almost a year ago. And you'd be right. I haven't played it yet, because when I ordered the game, I wanted the physical copy. So we'll quickly take a look at the Switch version here, and then we'll get to the PS4 Collector's Edition. Cowabunga. When the dim-witted duo Bebop and Rocksteady assault Channel 6 and steal super gnarly devices, the Turtles know something sketchy is afoot. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge brings us a total Turtles takedown as the half-shell heroes battle across iconic TMNT locations to put an end to Shredder and Krang's latest twisted scheme. So you have gnarly game design takes you back to the 80s, radical new story mode, play with iconic TMNT characters and vehicles, old school gameplay enhanced with super fresh mechanics, beautiful full-color pixel art graphics, and up to 6 players locally and online. So that is the Switch version of the game. But let us take a look at the PS4 Collector's Edition. When I bought this, it came limited run with a couple of interesting cards. So let me show you those first. For the TMNT, because I ordered 2 games, they gave me 2 cards. You have Leonardo and Michelangelo, number 133 and number 136. And that doesn't say anything on the back. And then for the Contra Anniversary games, 186 and 187. Contra Anniversary Collection. So those are what those look like. I don't know if you can see here. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. And then it came with this, which is just a thank you for being rad note. It takes time to make cool stuff. Use this coupon during checkout to get 5% off your next order. If anybody wants to order and use that code, go right ahead. We appreciate you waiting. 5%. Well, you're saving me not even tax. So, anyway, because 5% is nothing. And as someone would say, it's the thought that counts. So, here it is. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge Limited Run, or excuse me, Collector's Edition from Limited Run. So, looks like a diorama right here on this side. We'll go to this side. It has a little mini arcade type of thing there. And let's see what it comes with. So, this, by the way, is number 616. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's numbered 616 right here. Okay. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge features groundbreaking gameplay rooted in timeless classic brawling mechanics, brought to you by the beat-em-up experts at Dotemu and Tribute Games. Bash your way through gorgeous pixel art environments and slay tons of hellacious enemies with your favorite turtle, each with his own skills and moves, making each run unique. Choose a fighter, use radical combos to defeat your opponents, and experience intense combat loaded with breathtaking action and outrageous ninja abilities. Stay sharp as you face off against Shredder and his faithful Foot Clan alone, or grab your best buds and play with up to 6 players simultaneously. With Bebop and Rocksteady assaulting Channel 6 and stealing super gnarly devices to support Krang and Shredder's latest twisted plan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge sees the Turtles battling across a righteous range of timeless TMNT locations, from Manhattan and Coney Island to city rooftops and dank sewers. Help the fearsome foursome trounce foot soldiers, Triceraton warriors, and rock troops all the way to Dimension X. Enjoy stunning full-color pixel art graphics and a vintage TMNT vibe that will rock you straight back to the awesome 80s. Every character, vehicle, weapon, item, and background is directly inspired by the 1987 TV show, making you feel like you hopped into the television with a dope mix of killer humor and action-packed adventures. So let's see what it comes with here. It comes with a VHS style box with retro-styled slipcover, strategy guide, steelbook, double-sided poster, pizza coupon from Pizza Hut, Shredder Playmates action figure, which is this guy here, if you can see him, Shadow Box mini arcade cabinet replica, official soundtrack, stickers, standard game with blister box packaging. So this is really, really cool. And then it shows that his fiber cape is a real fiber cape, Shredder's is, and his right hand actually grips weapons. So we are going to do an unboxing of this in the next video. But folks, and guys, and girls, and whoever's, that is the recent video game pickup video and the recent pickups I've received or have gotten for my collection. I want to thank all of you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. It will be an unboxing of this collector's edition. And we will see you next time, guys. Bye.